that the diamond ender dragon? OMG, that is insane.
I've exposed hundreds of fake Minecraft speedruns this past year. So here are the funniest fake Minecraft speedruns of 2024. This first speedrun begins, but there's already something fake about it. No, it's not his game mode, as we can clearly see he's in survival. And it's also not his spawn, as the runner is facing completely straight. But take a closer look into the bottom corner of the screen, where we can clearly see the faintest message of a player changing their game mode to survival. This means that the speedrunner was in creative before he started recording, which will make more sense very soon. So the run begins with the speedrunner collecting some stone, crafting a few tools, and making their way to a nearby village. And while the village itself is completely normal, the speedrunner actually just cheated. Because let's rewind the footage to before the runner started searching for the village. If you look closely, you'll actually notice these strange white formations in the sky. And if we play the footage, notice how the speedrunner has been following them all the way to the village. It's pretty obvious the speedrunner built these formations to lead himself to the village, hoping we would think they were clouds. So the runner enters the village, and thankfully, things appear to be completely normal, as the runner starts off by collecting a handful of beds, and when killing the iron golem, he gets a normal amount of ingots. But things start to get suspicious when the runner enters this village house, because while the loot in this chest is completely normal, the chest itself is completely fake. Because let's rewind the footage and take a very close look at the specific village house he's in. This is an armor house. The problem is, chests only spawn in this type of village house in a snowy biome, which the runner clearly is not in. This means the runner placed this chest himself off camera, likely to get more iron so he could craft flint and steel. So the runner finishes gathering his loot before beginning to search for a nearby ruins portal. And giving him the benefit of the doubt, he locates one pretty normally. But after looting the ruins portal chest, he ends up being just one block short of completing the portal. Well, the runner decides to pull out his iron pickaxe, breaks the ruin portal chest, which reveals a ladder all the way down to another ruins portal that is already fully completed. I have no idea what just happened. So, the runner enters the second ruins portal room, lights the portal, and makes his way into the nether. And giving him the benefit of the doubt, his spawn is completely normal, and the runner begins to search for a nearby fortress. And the speedrunner quickly locates one, but there's just one slight issue. This fortress is located on the opposite side of this ginormous lava pool. And without any ender pearls or enough blocks in his inventory, it's pretty much impossible for the runner to get there. Well, the speedrunner pulls out a couple eggs from his inventory he collected earlier in the run, and randomly throws one in the direction of the fortress. Okay, this guy must be bored. I have no idea why he's doing this. Oh my gosh, he just used an egg as an ender pearl and teleported into the fortress. I don't even want to question it. So the runner enters the fortress, and like a normal speedrunner would, begins to search for a blaze spawner. But even though there is no blaze spawner at the end of this hallway, the speedrunner still decides to run towards it, which is extremely weird, as this is wasting incredibly valuable time in the speedrun. Well, the runner runs towards the end of the hallway before phasing through the wall, and he's greeted with a blaze spawner directly in his face. This guy is actually insane. So, after literally teleporting through a wall, the runner begins to fight the blazes at the blaze spawner. And after about a minute, the runner collects 7 blaze rods, the standard amount of speedrunner needs to continue the run. But let's rewind the footage and take a closer look, because the speedrunner actually just cheated. Because for the first blaze, the runner kills it and collects 1 rod. Legit. For the second blaze, the runner also kills it and gets another rod. Nothing wrong yet. But when fighting the third blaze, the runner actually collects 2 rods, which is literally impossible, as blazes can only drop a max of 1 rod per blaze. It's pretty obvious the runner messed with the game files and hoped we wouldn't notice him get an extra rod from this blaze. So, after collecting all the rods that he needs, a normal speedrunner would then begin to search for a bastion. But this speedrunner seems to have a slightly different plan, because the runner digs a couple blocks down before randomly starting to tunnel underground. And after only 10 seconds of digging, the runner breaks the block above him, and he's magically in a bastion. But hold on, rewind the footage to when the runner is digging underground. In this part of the clip, you can actually see that the pickaxe magically regained all its durability, which reveals there is a cut in the video to hide that the speedrunner likely went off camera, located the bastion, and pretended to dig up to it. So, the runner enters the bastion and starts looking for gold blocks to craft golden ingots and trade with piglins. And the runner manages to locate a vein of gold blocks pretty quickly. The problem is, it's literally impossible for gold blocks to spawn naturally in this part of the bastion, meaning the runner simply placed them here in creative mode to give himself an advantage. So, after mining the gold blocks and crafting all the gold ingots that he needs, the runner finds a group of nearby piglins and begins to trade with them. And in the beginning, things are completely normal, as all the items he's collecting are standard items from a piglin trade. But let's watch this part of the footage very closely. Did you catch that? The runner clearly hit one of the piglins, but none of them attacked him back. This is only possible if the runner is in peaceful mode, something clearly not allowed during the speedrun. Well, if we rewind the footage and take a closer look at this frame, we can see the faintest message of the player switching his difficulty to peaceful. So, after a couple more trades with the piglins, the runner collects his ender pearls and needs to head back to the overworld. The only problem is, the runner only has 9 blocks of obsidian, which would make him just 1 block short of completing the portal. Well, the runner still starts to craft a nether portal and decides to use a hay bale as the final block in the portal. Okay, this guy has to be joking. This clearly isn't gonna work. Oh my gosh, the portal lighted. I'm just gonna be honest, I have no idea how that just worked. So, after entering a portal with a hay bale in it, the runner spawns back into the overworld. And right off the bat, the speedrunner cheats again, as we can clearly see the command of a player giving himself speed that he forgot to cut out. Either way, the runner starts throwing his eyes of ender and using triangulation locates the position of the strongholds. But as he's digging down from the surface, something incredibly suspicious happens. Because there's a clear cut in the video at this part of the footage, as his eyes of ender jump from 8 pearls to 10 pearls. And when the runner finally enters the stronghold and locates the end portal room, he of course now has the exact amount of pearls needed to complete the portal. It's pretty obvious the runner cut the video, went off camera to see how many pearls he would need for the portal, and pretended that nothing happened. So, the runner completes the portal, jumps in, and enters into the end, where thankfully, things appear pretty normal at first, with the dragon still having full health and the runner spawning in a completely normal location. But as the runner is innocently running on the surface, out from the sky drops a bow with literally every single enchantment in the game. And without breaking any of the crystals, the runner pulls out his bow and literally 2 shots the ender dragon. This next